Hi everyone, welcome back to the channel. My name is Vanessa and I'm an author from Toronto, Canada, and I publish under the pen name and Sage. I write a lot of mystery, a lot of fantasy, a lot of YA, and I'm currently in the middle of a long-running cozy mystery paranormal series. Also working on a thriller, which is a departure for me. So I have a lot of genres under my belt right now and quite a growing backlist. And so on this channel, what I like to do is offer my tips and advice on things that I've learned along the way of being an author, both as an indie published author and a trad published author. And I try to give those tips as much as I can and give you reviews on tools that I use. And one thing I really love to do, if you have been part of this community, if you haven't and you want to subscribe, I would really appreciate you joining us here. But the one thing I really love is, of course, planning. I am a plotter at heart, a planner at heart. And so I have a lot of planners that I use. I use both digital planning methods, but I also use a lot of physical planners. And so a lot of times on this channel, you will see planner videos, planner related videos. I don't do setup videos. I do have another channel where I'm doing Bojo Journal setups, which right now I think I'm switching it over to Instagram only because time constraints with having to do a lot. But I do still really love my bullet journal and all of these other planners that I use. I have narrowed down quite a bit. I only have 4 books here, as you can see. And so I thought, since I've had some time and my planning system has changed, as do a lot of things that I do, I like to switch things out. But I figured since it's already March, we might as well talk about how I feel about the planners that I have chosen to use for the year and kind of the way that I use them and basically what they look like now as well. So one thing I will add to this pile actually, which I just realized, is my tarot planner. I don't count this as a planner because it's not really a productivity thing for me, but I do use it for my tarot cards. And so I figured I could do a very quick flip of this as well. I just thought of it because it was right over there off camera here. So I grabbed it too. So I lied. We have 5 to go through. So let's do this really fast. We'll do quick flips. I'm not going to go into details. I'll talk to you about how I use these planners before I go through each one. And I just kind of want to show you where we're at in the year right now with all of them. Now, I do have very distinct videos for pretty much almost all of these, not every single one, but a lot of these. And so I'll try to link them in the cards where I can find them kind of throughout the video. So keep an eye out on those. So what do we want to start with? So, I mean, since I brought the tarot one in, let's just start with that one. I kind of want to save the main bullet journal for last because that's my pride and joy. So I'm going to put these off to the side. And here we go. So this is my tarot journal. I used to use a Hobonichi Weeks for this. Now this is still a week's layout, but I went with a Kinboi planner just because it was a lot more affordable. And considering that I don't really use this as a planner, I didn't feel I need to spend quite so much money on it. So setup is still the same. This is kind of the visual that we're working with here. And then I have this, a whole bunch of ephemera here that are kind of witchy because this is my witchy tarot planner. So let's see how I did so far. As you can see, I'm doing pretty good on the actual daily draws. So I record my daily tarot draws here. This is just for color coding. And then I do kind of a monthly tally up at the end. Then on the months, let's take a look real quick. So as you can see, I'm doing well. There's a couple of weeks here. I'll show you. So March here. The beginning of March was a little bit slow. We all got very sick in the house. And so kind of like all my self-care stuff kind of went out the window from having to take care of a sick toddler. But overall, there's only this March week that I just talked about that was empty. But for the most part, I did pretty good with using this regularly and filling this out. So I am very happy with this planner. This is a multi-term cover, by the way. And I have talked about this before, so I won't go into complete detail with it. So the next one, this is kind of new to me. This is a bullet journal. I actually got this off a resale, local resale Facebook group. This is an Archer and Olive. This is from their Halloween 2022 collection, and it's the Witch Hat one, and it's got this kind of shimmery purple color to it. It's a linen cover. I have, of course, a matching pen, and you'll see that I try to match my pens to my bullet journals as much as I can. So how is this doing? So I'm using this as a very minimal bullet journal, so like the true Bojo style, and I'm kind of using it for, I was originally, so let me talk about that. So originally, I'm going to flip through really fast because there's like notes on coaching clients here, so I don't want to show you. But originally, I was using this to take notes on all of my coaching clients. I do book coaching, by the way. That's kind of the that and writing has become the bulk of my current career in 2024, which I really love. And I love helping other authors. And it's been like a really amazing journey to help their books get perfected and get out there and kind of developed. So I was going to use this for that. And I started using it for this. And I was also going to use it for all my nonfiction work. So I was planning to write a nonfiction book this year. I still am. We'll see how it goes. And I was thinking about courses and all of that. And so I thought I could brainstorm and plan it out in this bullet journal. Now, because of how much my current career path has changed, I used to do a lot of cover design, and now I'm kind of concentrating more on writing and book coaching. And so it's become a bit of a journey. And so I don't think I'm going to continue using this bullet journal for that. However, what I have recently started as kind of a passion project and something to do for myself that is career driven, but mostly for me, is illustrating a picture book. And I have gotten like an iPad for it. And I'm playing around with the idea of illustrating my own book. I've already written the book. And so now I'm in the mid kind of sketching area. I'm doing the rough sketches. I have the spreads already laid out. I just kind of have to start illustrating it. I've done the character work and all of that. And so I think I'm going to use this to plan that out. I don't know if that's going to last, but right now I am finding myself more drawn to using my digital planning system for all my coaching clients because it integrates directly with Zoom and all of that and Acuity, and it just makes more sense. And so I'm not spending as much time here as I thought I would. All my calls are recorded so I can take notes later. So it makes no sense to do this. So instead of taking it to waste, because I really, really love how this bullet journal looks, I'm going to switch it around and use it for something else. So that's that one. Now, how are we doing in the Human Being Journal? So the Human Being Journal is my current goal tracking system. It is a better your life kind of journal. And the way that I'm using it is basically as a goal setting way. So I have gone through and I've discussed every single detail of this journal. I gave you like a walkthrough of this journal. And as you can see, I am really making the most out of this. I love this thing. This is my excuse to kind of do some journaling. I am not a journaling type of person. I've always tried to be. I always wanted to be, but I find I can't stick to that habit. And so this for me is a monthly like ability kind of to journal and talk about all my goals and where I've gotten to. And the goals are all kind of like they lead you through how to do this. But I am on a month 3 right now, which we're in March, and you do this at the end of the month, this kind of check-in. And I have not skipped anything, and I have actually found this to be a very useful tool. So if you're looking for like a goal setting system that is not so intense, and something that is more like a journaling feel to it, then I would recommend this. Now, the next one is my pride and joy. This is the reading journal, the 100-year reading journal. This is a reading journal that I designed. I'm obsessed with it. I think it's like so pretty. It's got this like matte finished cover, and it's really, really designed inside. And it took me like a while to kind of put everything together and figure it out, but I absolutely adore this book. So let's see how I'm doing with reading so far. So I'm filming this on March. I looked at my watch. There's no date there. I'm filming this on March 9th. And so on March 9th so far, we do have this coloring book in the front that I really like to have just fun with. So this is how I've done it so far. I have sectioned it off with some tabs for myself, just so it's easier because it is just like a regular book. So my wish list is here. We've got my book challenge. So I'm up to 11 books, which for me is pretty good. I can read about like usually a book a week, which is kind of where we're tracking right now. So that is a decent amount for me so far. But I will show you where I kind of, to get to the whole point of this journal is it helps you get to read 100 books a year. And there's spaces that I'll show you to review and stuff. But the way that I'm actually getting these numbers higher is I'm also reading graphic novels, which I do count as reading, right? And so far I've also read 12 graphic novels. So that's pretty decent. If you tally all that up, that's like 23 different types of reading books that I've done, which is good. So my quick review here of everything. I've only had one star. I don't usually, I don't post my reviews online or anything, but I've had 1 star, and it's because I just really did not enjoy this book. I thought that the characters were really underdeveloped. The plot was very, I could predict it very easily, and so it wasn't anything that I thought was super fun. I did make my way through it, so that's why it says not 1 star, not like a not finished reading. I didn't like DNF it. But the ending for me, there was no ending. The book just kind of stopped mid a giant cliffhanger, and it's a standalone. It makes no sense. This author has done it before, and I thought that it would be different. I should have read the reviews because a lot of reviews say the same thing, but I don't know why. I don't know why that wasn't addressed in the editing round, because I thought that it was such I don't know, almost like a cheap way to end the book, and I really did not enjoy it. But for the most part, I got like 5s, 4s, 3s, 3.5. Like, we've got some fun books so far. My favorite book so far, so there's this thing you can do here in the reading journal, is the book of the year, and you kind of figure out what your best book is of every quarter. And then that kind of helps you narrow it down to what your favorite book of the year is. So right now for me, it has to be The Invocations, Crystal Sutherland. I think that's my favorite book of the year so far out of the 11 that I've read. If you like YA, kind of darker fantasy, definitely check it out. It's the same author as House of Hollow, and that was also a favorite book of mine. So then let's take a look at the reading tracker. I have not filled this in, but I do read every single day. So I forgot to fill this in for the last week that we were sick. I will have to go back and do it. But I read every single day, and the filled in parts is kind of where I finish the book. So you can kind of get a layout. And then for my actual reviews, so I have been using this side to put pictures, covers on this side, on this big, because I don't really do long detailed reviews. The whole point of this is that you can do a short review, or you can use this page to do like a full detailed review. I don't do full detailed reviews. I don't really have too much time for that. So what I do is I put a cover here, so it makes it easier for me when I'm going through it. And I started using my HP Sprocket for the covers, but I don't know if anybody owns one, but the actual printing paper, the sticker paper of HP Sprockets is so thick that it really bulks up these books, and I don't like that. So I have since, I kind of went through the month of January using the Sprocket, and then in February, I switched over to one of those mini printers that are just like regular paper, and they're thermal paper, so they're all black and white, but I figured I don't need anything more than that. And they're so thin, the paper, and so it doesn't bulk it up, and it's been really good. So you can kind of see a little detailed. Here's The Invocations, which I loved. I haven't read this yet. This is nonfiction that I read nonfiction kind of sporadically, so I'm making my way through that one. And then let's see here. You can see like my ratings. This is the book I didn't like, in case anybody wants to take a look there. I'm currently reading In My Dreams, I Hold a Knife, and then I just have a bookmark to hold it in place. And then the back is, as I've already, where it says the end, or is it? For me, it's not the end because it's my graphic novels that I read. So this, if you're a reader, you want to keep track of what you read, like this has been great for me. So it's like a total plug right now because I designed this book and I sell it, but the link for it is in the description always if you want to grab one. And now to the main. So this is my main kind of bullet journal. This is an Archer and Olive cover. This was from a subscription for Archer and Olive. I am not subscribed to Archer and Olive subscriptions. I live in Canada, and it would be so expensive where, like, I think at the end of the year, if I tally it up, it's probably a mortgage payment. So I do not do these subscriptions because of the fees to get it over the border and just shipping. It's just not worth it for me. However, some people do. And again, in that resale group that I told you about where I got the other journal, I actually got this cover for my current journal as well. And I love it. It's a faux leather, like a vegan leather, and it's stitched with these beautiful flowers in there. I have a pen, Uni 1, that is perfectly matching because everything has to match. I actually have a green color as well that matches this that my husband got me for Christmas. So I kind of alternate between the two. But this is the journal. So I have done a full setup video of this for the year on the journal, on the planner, the Bojo Journal channel that I have. I'm not sure if I'm going to keep that channel going. Like I said, I'm trying it out just as doing just Instagram posts right now. So if you do want to see like pictures of this and you don't want to devote too much time to watching a full setup, then I would love it if you went over to My Sage Plans on Instagram. I'll link it in the description and give it a follow because it's all pictures and sometimes I'll do like quick flips of this. So it's a much faster process. But I'm going to flip through here very quickly so you guys can kind of see how I've set this up. So this is my yearly setup. I've got like pockets and I just love doing this. This is for me has been such a creative outlet to do this that I absolutely adore it. And I do it every month. But I found that when I was recording it, it was taking too much time. And so the joy of it was kind of getting sucked out of me. And I don't have that much time on my hands. Like I'm doing a lot this year. So, and I'm raising a human. So I had to really kind of figure out where that time is going. But these are my setups so far. This was the February setup. I really love that. I really love the February monthly setup that I did. Really love that one. And then we have kind of these Dutch doors that I did for the weeklies. Then I did the March setup a little bit differently. So March I themed for coffee. And as you know, I've just released Devil in the French Press, which, hey, celebration time too, because Devil in the French Press, the fourth book in my Orchard Hollow series, The Cozy Mystery, just came out on Tuesday. So if you haven't grabbed it, and you want to support me, I would love if you would grab a copy and let me know what you think of it if you want to review it. But I themed everything to coffee. So it's got like lots of coffees and browns and kind of those rich tones because Piper, the protagonist from Orchard Hollow, the witch, owns a coffee shop. It's called Bean Me Up. I have a cup here. A Bean Me Up. Oh my God, there's coffee in there. So hopefully I don't spill it, but it's a Bean Me Up mug that it has the Bean Me Up logo on it from the book. So I'm themed today, this week. But this is the March setup for me. So lots of coffee things. And then for the design portion and the budgeting portion, I kind of went more vintage with it. Everything is coffee stained, which I really love. I did waterfall pages this time for the weeklies. And again, lots of coffee themed stickers and ephemera throughout. And so I have to say this planner for me, this bullet journaling system has worked incredibly well. I really love this. I love that I can make it so pretty. And I love that in the end of the year, I can collect all of these. They're like these beautiful journals and they can just sit on on a shelf where I can see them and I can have a record of all of my planners. I actually need to do a nice spring clean of all my notebooks and planners. And I think I'm going to get rid of everything that I can't keep for years and years to come. So I'll keep my planner covers, obviously, but I have a lot of tiny notebooks that I never use. So I think I'm just going to donate those and clear up some space there. And that will help me breathe a little easier. So those are all the planners. Let's bring them all back in that I am currently living in. I really like the system. It's not too much. I don't feel there's anything that I need to kind of update every single day. I don't get like planner anxiety with using this type of system. So thank you so much for watching this. We're also a little bit under the weather, but I think next week I'll be finally well enough to do a face-to-face video. And I want to talk about writing hooks because somebody has mentioned that in a comment and it kind of sparked this idea in me. I've just been working on this thriller book and I've been working really hard on writing the hook for it and writing the first page for it. And so I wanted to do a video on that. So stay tuned next week for a video on how to work out and write catchy and reader-friendly hooks and how to write first pages that keep readers reading. So we'll do that next week. But in the meantime, thank you so much for joining me this week. Thank you for being part of the community here. I love making these videos for you guys. I hope you enjoy them. If you have any questions or if you have videos you want me to make, like I mentioned, put them in the comments and I'll get right to it. And as always, I hope you stay magical and I will see you next week. Bye.